Okay, here we go. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. This is a bit of a late Grand Slam game. We've got Ted at Livermore against Tom Kilcollins. Ted with a decent opening hand if we don't see Marshall. Ted does have 5-year plan Europe, so he can get rid of it if he can get rid of Europe if he needs to. Doesn't really have a great headline, assuming he wants the 5-year plan Europe, because you probably don't want to trigger De Gaulle here. But let's see what happens. Yeah, 4-4-2 setup. This is a bit of a tricky situation. I guess you're going to just headline Europe and hold 5-year plan. Is the play? Yeah. Yep. So no need to 5-year plan Europe if you can just get it out, and then maybe we will UN 5-year plan CIA headline. Okay, that's not going to give a ton of information to Tom. I suspect, or at least I would be getting out of Iran with this op. I would probably be going into Afghanistan with my CIA op if I were Tom, but we'll see. Thank you for tuning in on this Saturday morning. Normally, I do not stream on the weekends other than Team USA games, but this is the DC Grand Slam, so just want to. So I'm the assigned ambassador here, and I just thought I would stream this one before I get to playing. Okay, I went to Malaysia, which is a little bit strange. That seemed like it probably could have waited. And Ted rolls a 2 on the coup, just enough. Oh, wow. 4-op coup of North Korea. Okay. Usually don't see that. But he does hit it and knocks one out. DEFCON now down to 3. And Ted thinking that perhaps that weird play indicates that his opponent has Asia scoring. Never seen a 4-op coup of North Korea on AR1 from the USA before. I have seen a 4-op coup of Iraq from the USA before on AR1. Matt Dominski did that in a game that was streamed on Derek's channel, and he actually got ops into Iraq. Okay, and this looks, I assume this will take Thailand. Yeah, there goes Thailand and 1 North Korea. I don't really understand the 1 North Korea. I guess forced Ted to take it with a 3 instead of just a 2. Yeah, this seems like an easy 3 North Korea, or 3 South Korea. Yeah, there it is. So with DEFCON now with 3, Ted's opponent could maybe try a walk toward Pakistan from Southeast Asia, and that coup, that 4-op coup, would have been better in Iraq. Would have worked there. Would have knocked Ted out completely. Okay, there goes Fidel, but CIA is gone forever. Yep, got to fill Iraq here. And then if Iraq gets poked, I suspect we'll see Iran filled. And you might as well UN special, because I think you're going to trigger 5-year plan here. Ted gives up the 1 VP. Oh, and there goes Korean War. So good on Ted getting into South Korea. Oh, and Ted decides to space special relationship instead of UNing it playing for ops. Spaces it, and he hits the roll. Because he doesn't want to take Iran and give the last coup. But he risks getting poked in Iraq. So I'm not sure exactly what the plan's going to be here. I think you may have to take Iran. Or at the very least take Syria and maybe go 1 Israel. Okay, just 1 Egypt is a little bit of a weird play, but I think Ted's established that he doesn't have Nasser. Well, of course, Ted doesn't have. The opponent knows that Ted doesn't have Nasser because he played CIA. Ted thinking about perhaps a Lebanon coup. He could play UN for ops and hold 5-year plan, but I don't think there's a need to do that. He's not in danger of being dominated in any of these regions. I think you take your ops of 5-year plan, get yourself an extra card. Yeah, I like this. I like this play. Take DOMs in both regions. This forces a play of something like 1 Lao to stop Asia Dom and 1 Egypt to stop Middle East Dom. Have to think Tom is planning on going into the Middle East anyway, or playing an op in Egypt anyway, with Nasser about. Okay, and he's got a 3 op. So this should be 1 Egypt, 1 Thailand, 1 Lao. No goes to Libya. 1 Lao. Okay, so leaving Thailand open for a potential decall. Okay, and there indeed goes decall. So Vietnam good as well, but decall is better given that. So Vietnam can be you can go Vietnam and flip with China, but if you had a 4-op, Vietnam might be better, but without a 4-op. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little tricky. Okay, there goes Vietnam. Independent Red's not really going to do anything. So yeah, Ted gonna. So he could flip with the China card. He could just coup with a 4-op sock govs or a 6-op China card. This also gives Ted Asia Dom in the headline. So you could flip with China, but then you risk getting cooed back. You could just coup with China with a 6-op China card. That seems like the best play. Anything but a 1 here. And that's a huge, huge roll. Okay. Now Ted has a solid domination in Asia. DEFCON sitting at 3. So Ted in a good spot here. Independent Reds was a little bit annoying, though, because Ted, with Truman in his hand, is probably going to have to give up Romania. I don't think with this board, Ted's going to want to give up the 3 ops. Give up 3 ops just to fill Romania. Marsh, big 4-op coup of Iraq? Yeah, an opponent misses. Now a nice, easy decall for Ted, I have to think. Angola, Nigeria, Algeria, and Indonesia would be my play, and I don't see why Ted would do anything different. Yeah, this is nice and easy. Threatens France. Ted also with captured Nazi in his hand. There's no rush to get it off, though. He's already on the first space slot. So we might see him space and then try to get that off for 2 VPs. So Tom needs to take France right now, but I'm sure that's not what he wants to be doing. He'd rather be contesting Asia, but he is now well behind in Asia. IP war still lurks, though, so got to keep an eye on that. Okay, I assume this will just be 2 France. Nope. Opponent is going to take 2 countries in Southeast Asia that don't even stop Dom. So a nice, easy take of France here for Ted. I'll gladly trade 3 influence in Eastern Europe for control of France. See if Asia scoring comes here. Okay, 2 ops. I wonder if this is going to go into Burma. Nope, going to take Dom in Europe. Not one South Africa makes no sense. Definitely would rather go Burma there to threaten Western Asia. I think this should just be Iran. 2 Iran, 1 Pakistan is also fine. Okay, this is fine. Ted is ahead in country count now, 6-4. Okay, there goes Middle East. That would have been a better headline than Independent Reds. Save your ops. Yeah, flipping Lao with a 2 op also makes sense. And then Ted, I wonder what Ted's going to do here on AR6. Could space, might not want to give up Truman with D-stall potentially coming. You could space, and then you hold CNS, and that's a guaranteed 2 VP if you hit the roll. Okay, blockade. Probably one Burma would be my play. Yeah, he finally does go Burma. Dump Suez. Okay, so we will see D-stall turn 3. No, I would hold on to captured Nazi. I'm fine giving up Romania. I would be fine holding on to captured Nazi. Yeah, I don't like this from Ted. I would give up Truman. And hang on to captured Nazi with the hope of spacing on turn 3 and then triggering it for 2 VPs. Okay, going to space Cambridge 5, which is a completely meaningless card. Could have used that to get into India, so don't understand that play either. Okay, containment, D-stall, Nasser, IP war. So opponent gets Asia. This is the good stuff that Ted wanted, though. He doesn't get purged, so Ted might get purged here, but the purge isn't a disaster with this hand. Nice to get IP war. I think probably Nasser is a fine headline here. Gives you Middle East Dom in the headline. I think this is just going to be a guaranteed purge, though. Yeah, there's the purge. And Ted, I assume, will just take a 2-op coup. No need to play duck for ops. And yeah, so Ted is going to... So Ted's decision to dump captured Nazi pays off in a way, because he'll be able to take the 3 ops out, the 3 influence out of Romania. Before, with D-stall, so Truman doesn't do too much damage. And there goes EEU. Ted wanted at least a 3 to knock his opponent out of Panama. Now we might see Colombia, but with Ted already in Africa, 2 Venezuela, 1 Brazil, 1 Chile makes all the sense in the world here. Opponent also has to score Asia, which is going to be a big number for Ted. Ted now going to be ahead in every region after this D-stall. Okay, this should be Colombia. Okay, big four up. Or perhaps we will see Burma, India. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine, but Ted now can just take Pakistan. No, 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 no. I would much rather just take Pakistan. And then opponent might flip Pakistan with China. But I guess Ted is still ahead in country count. This is going to flip Lao. Yeah, and now Ted's got to try the... I don't understand why Ted did that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why Ted just gave up Pakistan. Yeah, and now he's going to miss the war, and Ted's just going to get Asia off for one. I think you got to go Pakistan there, make opponent flip Pakistan with China, and then you still have domination. So... But, okay, opponent had to challenge there, and so that lets Ted get off a nice, clean D-stall here. So Ted with 3 playable ops left, certainly 1 Venezuela, and then containment probably goes 1 Brazil, 1 Argentina. Maybe you close off Algeria. Okay, Saudi to stop Middle East Dom. Ted probably not particularly concerned about the Middle East right now. Okay, Ted spaces instead. Hits the roll. Doesn't want to carry Duck into the mid-war, which makes sense. This is why I would rather have captured Nazi in my hand than Truman. But we would have lost 3 influence that was used for D-stall. So I can hear, I understand why Ted did what he did. Okay, there goes Sakov's to space. And now containment should go 1 Venezuela, 1... something else. Yeah. I think this is fine. Yeah, this is fine with me. I think I might perhaps have gone 1 Argentina. That leaves you more open, more vulnerable to brush, but that means opponent would have to use 3 VOA in South America turn 4 and then couldn't take it out of both Angola and Zaire in Africa, but this is fine. It makes sense. So tough turn there for Ted as his opponent weaseled out of Asia domination. But Ted's still ahead on this board, still ahead in Asia, and obviously South America, Africa as well. He's got Cuba. Okay, well, he gets CNS back for a nice 2 VPs. He gets 3 bad US 2s. So this may be a bit of an awkward turn for Ted. He will probably salt this turn. I think this is a captured Nazi headline, isn't it? That's a card you're definitely triggering. I don't know about Willie. Willie is fine, but I think I'd rather trigger captured Nazi. I guess Ted didn't want to get it defectored. But Junta, not the card Ted wanted to see. Ted wanted a coup in Africa, but he should get one with salt. Okay, going to try the coup in Venezuela. He'll miss on the roll. Ted can use NATO to take that back. Ted's probably giving, he's almost certainly giving NORAD here. Yeah, and then I think Algeria is fine, but I'd probably do Argentina. I think this is fine. So Ted has double space for the moment. Oh, I see. Ted didn't want to trigger capture Nazi because he's hoping that he can space both VOA and puppets. realigns of Cuba. Okay. And they don't quite work. Ted's going to have to give NORAD here. I think he's... Boy, I think I'd rather have the Salt event. Purge is in the discard. But okay, he takes the ops. Okay, and they're just going to try realigns again. 2-op realign shot. I would be taking Mexico before doing this, but okay, that works out well. Ted going to space VOA and miss. Now we'll see if Tom spaces back. If he doesn't, Ted, I'm sure, will space puppets. That should be Mexico. Yeah, I would have done that before those realigns. Yeah, Ted really can't contest that, so he's got to space again. And he's going to miss again. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, that's not the worst thing in the world for Ted because he can still pick up 2 VPs with CNS and leave himself available to space 2s moving forward. I wonder if this is going to be Cuba. Yeah, sure is. So opponent signaling he's got Central, and there's nothing Ted can do about it. Ooh, he's going to try this. This is not... Okay, gets 1 out of there. Last shot, and he misses. Yeah, I don't... Boy. Looks like neither player going to get mill-ops here. China card being passed around here pretty casually. Opponent looks like he's going to get central control off for 8 after successful realigns. Yeah, nothing Ted can... I think Ted just triggers Nazis here. No, don't try this. Just give up. I think take your 2 VPs. Just take your 2 VPs. Yeah, just accept this, Ted. Just accept this. You need a huge roll. Yeah, and you're going to miss. I would have liked to use that op to fill Egypt. It gives you Middle East Dom. Obviously, it's going to get taken out by Sadat. Yeah, and there goes Central. So that takes the scoring from -4 to +4. Ted also needs to fill up Chile. So desperation realigns don't work out well for Ted there. There goes Portuguese. Opponent could have spaced that earlier to stop Ted's double space. He didn't do it. Okay, Middle East. Southeast Asia looks even. Middle East right now is even. We'll see what the Sadat situation is. Yeah, Ted gonna go with middle. Oh, not what Ted wanted to see. That's a tough headline there. So costs Ted 3 VPs. Ted gonna just take a coup in Africa here. Anything but you know what. All right, Ted now down 5 VPs, which I'm sure he does not like, but he has he's way ahead in South America. He's way ahead in Africa. Okay, well, that's going to be 3 VPs for him in Africa. Yeah, let's pick up 3 more on arms race. I like that play. But some bad events in Ted's hand. Certainly doesn't want to give up the Pope. I think that would be my first space target. I would stomach Camp David. Ted also looks like Tom not in a position to get mill ops. Yeah, well, that's the other piece of it. Che's free. Okay, yeah, that's fine. The issue is you could see another jam here, and then Ted is not prepared to defend against that. You could see a jam of Brazil. The Pope is an event that cannot be given up here. Kennedy for the event. South and Summit and Decall and OPEC. Wow, okay. Oh, and Muslims. Wow. That is troubling for Ted. Now both of Ted's best scorings are gone. And those were some events he would have liked to have. Okay. Ted's still in a good spot on this board, though. His only truly bad region is Central America. Although his best card for contesting the Middle East is now gone. And his hand is not good. I'm confused as to why Ted's opponent jammed Venezuela with Kennedy and South America in hand. That was a little weird to me, but yeah, got a space here. And Ted hoping to probably miss the roll, but instead he hits it. Okay, South African getting spaced, and that one misses. This was looking like a nice easy win for Ted, but things have turned against him here, particularly with South America scoring, getting Kennedy away. Ted also now on space 4, so he cannot trigger. So he can't space grain anymore. Ted also without China. This is a little bit uncomfortable for him. Junta was not particularly effective, didn't do a lot, but and we still need to see. Oh, okay, so there goes Brezhnev. So an early Brezhnev. I don't. So Ted gets an extra op here. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Obviously, Angola. Everything is scored other than Europe. Europe not really in a position to be contested. Even taking Portugal's not going to give Ted Dom, thanks to the Romanian situation, and also to Canada. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. CIA is gone. Yeah. Okay, OAS. One Venezuela, one Brazil. Okay. Ted needs to see ABM and Brush. He does get ABM, although Missile Envy is around, and Missile Envy is a problem. Even if he does headline ABM, Missile Envy is a problem. Okay, Bear Trap. Probably also not what Ted wanted to see. So I assume you headline ABM, you fix the damage, and then you hope to get out in one. Yeah. And then what, though? If Ted doesn't get out in one, though, he's in big trouble after this ABM. Okay, so Ted decides to just go ahead and I turned away. Ted decides to go ahead and coup with ABM, and he cooed Pakistan and hit the roll, and then he gets out in one. Sorry, I turned away for a moment. I think we may have someone else joining the stream. Ooh, and there goes Grain, which I'm a little bit confused by the headline of Bear Trap instead of Grain. And he tries the coup of Venezuela and misses. Ted now can easily retake both. I think that's a misplay by opponent. Opponent should have headlined Grain, been able to take a coup in the headline, I think. And then maybe save Bear Trap for AR7. Bear Trap also helps Ted a little bit because he was able to get rid of Ted was able to dump puppets to it, and he can't space it. Now, and so Ted could UN our man and just give up defectors, or he could potentially hold defectors to turn 7 so he doesn't have to worry about it in the late war. We'll see what he wants to do. Alliance is just 3. That's not the end of the world for Ted. Alex, welcome aboard.
Hello, Justin. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for accepting my offer if I could join your lovely stream.
You are welcome. So we've got an interesting game here. Everything is scored other than Europe. CIA is gone. Ted with rock solid control in South America, with the Panama, OAS, and Junta all gone. He's got a nice domination in Africa and Asia as well, but Ted behind in the Middle East, and then it was realigned out of Cuba early, and so Central not looking good for him either. This had the look of a Ted steamroll early on, but Ted's opponent was able to get a Kennedy away South America and weasel out of an Asia domination turn 3 while Ted was purged.
Okay, so it looks like an interesting game because War Games territory is very much possible on both sides if turn 7 reshuffle happens, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I think we will definitely see a turn 7 reshuffle because Kennedy discarded a few cards. So we will get a reshuffle, and then it's a question of which scorings come back and when. Ted might
I
wanna
just
start
have a
contesting
question.
Israel. Sorry, what'd you say?
Your mic is kind of electronic for me, so
Oh,
let me rejoin you. Does my mic sound weird to you right now? Because I'm hearing you in like a very electronic manner.
oh, that's weird. Sorry about that. You sound fine to me.
Okay, let me rejoin you.
Okay, Ted gonna give our man. He couldn't space it
Ooh,
anyway.
was Lone Gunman seen yet or no?
Lone Gunman has not been seen.
Ooh, I don't think I would like to give up our men in this case.
Yeah, but
But if CIA hasn't been seen yet, so holding your intervention also makes sense.
CIA is gone forever. CIA was headline turn one. So okay, yeah, Europe scoring was dumped, which is 0 points anyway.
Oh, okay, so never mind.
So yeah, Europe, flower power, and liberation. Honestly, Alex, tell me what you think about this. Another key card that has not been seen is missile envy. To me, as the U.S., like flower power is a bad card for the U.S. to pull. Excuse me, flower power is a great card for the U.S. to pull as missile envy, but it's a terrible card for the USSR to pull as missile envy. I might leave it in. I might leave flower power in. I don't know
Yeah, I'll.
with missile envy around, but brush war is also around. To be fair,
I saw your stream earlier, and I saw IP War played on turns three.
yes, IP war was played turn three. It missed. So Alex, how'd you do in your first game?
Oh, my first game? I
Yeah.
didn't play.
Oh, that's right. You had a buy. That's right. So did I. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm literally like falling asleep because I had a buy. I actually
Yeah.
wish to play the game. But sorry for being too good.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. Okay, Ted protecting South America. I would like to see Ted perhaps get one into Israel just to kind of give the thought of contesting it, and maybe get some access over there to Egypt if he's able to trigger Muslims. Muslims is gone. It was discarded with Kennedy, with a that was a big Kennedy from Ted's opponent. Okay, here's how I learned. That's going to net one VP and also potential concern about. Oh no concern about France realigns. It's just even right now. And Ted gets Gunman, which I'm sure he's not pleased about. And he does get Quagmire though.
I'm sorry to ask you this, Justin, but can you restart the Discord, please? Because your voice is lagging on my side,
Oh,
so I
that's
couldn't
weird.
decipher half of your
All
talk.
right.
But
Okay. There we go. All right. Oh, and not a fun redraw for opponent. However, fortunately, this is not a problem purge hand for Ted.
ooh,
So yeah,
it's still fuzzy. The lag is still there. Maybe can you move up to general on general boost on the ARZs and
yeah,
channel
I don't know.
if you can. Sorry about this.
That's weird. What did you want me to do?
Oh, never mind. Now
Oh,
now it's perfect.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we are. Opponent did get brush. He got CRGs and puppets, and so those aren't going to be fun for Ted. And yeah, Ted with DefCon also sitting here at 5. So he takes a coup of Angola.
Ooh, it
Um,
started to lag again. Okay, I'll bear with it.
no scoring cards in the opponent's hand. Yeah, Ted may want to.
What do you give to Missile Envy here?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can't give Quagmire to. I guess you have got to. Oh, a big roll in Mexico on a one-op coup. Wow. Now that maybe that has to be cooed back, or maybe opponent will just take it back. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I guess you give 5 your plan because you don't have a problem hand. All right, that's just going to be going to be a big Argentina coup, and he misses. Okay, that's very nice for Ted. Ted doesn't have to take that back right away, though, I don't believe. Yeah, I think this is fine.
I might be tempted to take Mexico and Guam.
Yeah, I think what Ted wants to do here is delay as long, perhaps delay missile envy a little bit longer. Um, Ted also not going to be able to hold 5 year plan into the late war unless he plays UN for ops, which I suppose he could do. Although I guess you don't want to hold 5 year plan into the late war anyway, particularly unable to space two. So he'll be dumping that. And now with Ted in control of Mexico, um, Middle East is the only bad scoring out there, and it's just -3. So Alex, what's your brush target here if you're Tom? Forgot about the puppets.
Uh, Sorry, your stream on my end is quite laggy, so I can't understand what you
Oh,
were saying. So I might have to sit this one out. Sorry,
sorry,
sorry for the hassle.
my bad. I don't know what's going on. I was asking if you what your brush target would be.
Oh, I think Thailand is a fair chance.
Yeah, Thailand is reasonable. 50-50 shot.
Um, if you're feeling risky in Africa, then Algeria is also nice. It's another target for tear down, another country that can help you against France. Um, but I think I really do want to quag uh your opponent
Yeah,
here.
I think I might quag here, and then UN 5 year plan, and then if opponent triggers missile envy, you just win the game. His opponent knows about Quagmire.
So the long old debate of okay. Yeah, I think Quagmire should have been there first.
Yeah, I think I would have been fine with that because now
I
you
would
don't want
like
to
to
see
at
missile
least
envy
stick
here.
one in. Yeah.
Ted may be counting on opponent not triggering missile envy because Duck could have been redrawn.
But the chances are pretty low.
Yeah.
But uh,
Yeah,
okay,
one
that's
Thailand doesn't really do
I don't
anything.
understand what one Thailand move.
Yeah. See, I'd quag now. I and maybe
No,
hope
just please
opponent
quag him.
misses.
Yeah, just quag.
But okay,
I
I
don't know
guess
why you don't quag.
Ted. I think Ted has figured out his opponent is not going to trigger missile envy, and so maybe he's going to quag AR7. Opponent still hasn't fired off brush. Okay, here it goes. Where is this gonna hit? It's gonna go Thailand and he'll miss. Huge miss. One short of being of hitting there. I don't think there were no targets on the board where a 3 would have been good enough though. Ted thinking about Quag for ops here. Just a fight in Cuba. I would take Indonesia. I think I might take Indonesia back because that's an important country for Asia. We'll see. So Ted decided to protect Africa with Quagmire instead of triggering it. I'm not remembering exactly what's in opponent's hand. Opponent might have a good card to discard to it. Oh, wow, he's going to play China here.
Oh, I don't like this move.
Okay.
I mean, sure, I guess, but I don't think using China can possibly get you into war games territory in other regions except for Middle East. So,
Yeah.
what's Middle East right now? Is it 3
And Middle East is just
or is it
three.
4?
It's just three. So Ted gonna taking Haiti stops Central Dom. Okay, yeah, overprotect Mexico is fine too. All right. Oh, it doesn't stop Central Dom. Opponent never had Central Dom. And Korean War. Okay, gonna just try coup in Guatemala. Ted needs this to miss. It does not. Ted hoping for a victory here. Does he get it? He will not. All right, so rolls don't go Ted's way there, and we are on to the late war. Okay, exactly not the scoring that Ted wants to see, but he gets Muslims, which is enormous.
Ooh, Middle East is bad, but you got
Yeah,
Muslim.
you got Muslims. Ooh, no, that is also not a card Ted wanted to see. This is
Ooh.
why I wanted to see Ted get one into Israel because you could really, um, yeah, this has to be Muslims.
Okay, so
Yeah, this is Egypt and Saudi is fine. Now you can respond to this. So Chernobyl's harmless. Usuri's going to go to space. Nixon's gone. So Usuri will go to space. EEU is quite annoying. Might have to be held. Warsaw. Maybe you want to hold Warsaw instead. I don't know. And just stomach EEU. IP War will be an event. Ortega, obviously, you hope winds up in your opponent's hand. So what would you do with this junta? Are you just going to go to Mexico,
uh,
coup Mexico? No, he's going to go
no, I think I'll
Venezuela.
prefer Brazil.
Yeah. Okay, so Ted can fix
Okay.
that with just one op.
It's just that Mexico's realignable, but Brazil isn't, so I might have gone for Brazil instead of
Yeah.
Venezuela, but with that kind of role, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Um, but I prefer him using a higher up here.
Yeah, but so I
At
get
least
you.
make it
Yeah, but what are you going to use? I guess you'd have to use
make
Warsaw.
Saudi a lot harder to take by the US because US, if they have yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Oh, hostage crisis. Quick hostage crisis given, and that will stop Africa Dom. So that's very interesting. No, it won't. Excuse me. It will not stop Africa Dom. Ted has Botswana, so Ted doesn't have to respond to that. I think I'd take Saudi here.
yep. Saudi and contest Israel at the same time, so they can't he can't stop your dom is would have been my play.
Yeah. Oh, I do like that. I mean, make. I think the opponent is going to should take Egypt here regardless. Oh, okay. Want to stop Mexican realigns? That makes sense too.
Okay, Justin, I'm sorry, but I think I have to go because I have a game coming up
Oh,
now.
okay.
See you soon, buddy.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Well, hope to see you in a later round. Good luck, Alex. All right. That was Alex Yusuf Lim joining us briefly for this stream. Okay, there goes Colombia. Stops Dom in South America. And then Ted at this point, I think, needs to worry. Opponent is kind of all over the place here. Attacking South, then attacking Africa. Ted, I think, needs to focus on the scoring card that is actually in his hand. I yeah, this is tricky. Ted now without a lot of playable ops. He's I'm sure he wants the IP War event. Yeah, that's an issue. So yeah, I guess you're going to have to give EEU and then repair it with missile envy. You can't give Chernobyl. You cannot give Usuri. You got to give EEU here. So opponent held on to missile envy for quite a while. Now Ted's just going to repair that, I assume. And Warsaw also now out of the deck. Now Solidarity is gone. The Pope is around. So Ted does need to watch out in Europe. Overall, Ted is ahead here. He's up in battlegrounds in Asia, up battlegrounds in the Middle East, Doms in Africa and South, and Central right now is even. So Ted is in good shape here, but it's not over yet by any means. And there's a big 4-op. What's Ted's... What? Okay, gonna stop Dom. Yeah, and I think Ted is going to have to ignore that, I think, and either score Middle East or I think I'd take Saudi, so that if Ted's opponent scores something now, Ted at least gets a Dom. No, Ted's going to coup and retake Africa Dom. Boy, I would be thinking about... Okay, yeah, so his opponent has South America scoring. Gets it off for just -2. Ted going to score Middle East for even. And now I assume he's going to hold Usuri, although, yeah, you could still space it. We'll see if Tom has Africa as well. Eastern Europe looking very weak. Oh, nuke subs for a coup, and that's going to miss. Ted's still with domination now, and Ted can trigger Chernobyl. Yeah, I think this is fine. You don't want to hold a card like Usuri, but taking Asia Dom is good, especially when opponents signaling they have Africa. Okay, and so Ted's opponent does have Africa, so he had both, and Ted picks up 6 VPs, which would have been 3 if Ted had just gotten Middle East, had just filled up Saudi. But then Ted would have scored Middle East there as well. Okay, a nice hand here for Ted. ABM, AWACS, not really a problem with Muslims gone. He's got flower power. He's got Pershing. Ted, I'm sure, would have liked to see War Games, but this is a nice hand. Missile Envy now gone. Doesn't have to worry about that. Grain, not what he wanted to see, but also not a huge problem. I think ABM is the play here, perhaps, so that it doesn't get taken with grain. But I don't know what you do with ABM. A Panama coup doesn't make a lot of sense. You could coup Argentina, you could coup Libya. Both those regions are scored. It's fine. Okay, Ted's going to flip Argentina, now has control there. AWACS will be pulled, and I think that's probably just a coup in Africa. Or maybe Mexico, although he would need a 6 to flip it. Ted obviously not happy to see grain used against him, but also probably very happy to see it gone and out of the game forever. And not going to cause him DEFCON problems. Okay, Venezuela. Yeah, not good enough. That had to be a 6. Ted can easily repair that. Yeah, I think Yuri's fine. I don't know. Iran-Contra. Okay, well, this is fine. I would have considered eventing Iran-Contra later because Guatemala is probably going to get couped at some point. Yeah, I don't like that Ted used Iran-Contra there. I would have preferred to see him use a different card and then event Iran Contra right here. Yeah, okay, Pershing's fine. That gives Europe Dom, gives opponent something to think about. Okay, Ted, opponent's going to repair that. Ted probably going to coup here. There goes Cal. Opponent's going to try these realigns. Oh, and they hit on Mexico. Nothing Ted can really do about that, I don't think. Yeah, I guess you coup, make him fill Mexico right away. Okay, I think now's the time to space Usuri probably, or you can just jam. You could jam Mexico. Okay, Europe scoring is 0. I think jam Mexico is fine here. An early Aldrich. Both those cards are bad. Yeah, I think you take MBB and then opponent can space. But if you know your opponent's Ted should be jamming Mexico right here. Jam, 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 jammy, jam, jam. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, this is the right play. Decall, very bad to give up here. Okay, Ted draws Teardown. He gets Central. He gets Asia. The Pope is not a fun headline. Not what Ted wanted to see, I'm sure. I think this is just an Asia headline for Ted. Ted has to repair that. I think you repair that and take Mexico. No, yeah, you just take Mexico and repair that. Ted could win here with a successful space and OPEC. But he doesn't need that to win. He will win this one in final. Okay, there goes War Games for Mexican coup. It will hit. All right, Ted should be spacing here, I think. Okay, Ted will miss again. So this one will go to final. I'm gonna have to cut the stream early. Yeah, sure. We're gonna take Gulf states. Why not? That would be 5 VPs for Ted if he can get OPEC off here. Summit's not going to do it. Okay, so Ted gets the victory in turn 10. All right, so congratulations to Ted. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Ted will move on to the next round, and I'll be playing my next game as well. So long for just a while.